Hey you guys, so today's episode is about common permanent makeup mistakes. Okay, so first of all, when you are booking your clients, what is the first thing that you need to send them? A before care sheet. Okay, so this is what the before care sheet would say. Do not work out on the day of the procedure. Do not drink coffee on the day of the procedure. Do not tan, no sun for 1 week prior to the procedure. Do not take aspirin, niacin, vitamin E, or ibuprofen 24 hours before the procedure. Any waxing or tinting on the brows should be done 3 days prior. No Botox 4 weeks prior to the procedure. It is best to do a scrub 3 days prior to the procedure. Stop using any retinol A, AHA products for 2 weeks prior to the procedure. No laser or chemical peel 1 month prior to the procedure, and no microdermabrasion or dermaplaning for 2 weeks prior to the procedure. And most importantly, no alcohol the night before or the day of the procedure. Not giving your clients a before care sheet can really affect how the brows heal. So you have to make sure that they are understanding that you can't be bleeding when you come in. That's why you have to do all of this. So a before care sheet, definitely very important. Don't skip that step. Another permanent makeup mistake that new artists make is not having a quick consultation with your client before they come in. Okay, you can't just have them call you, hey, I want to make an appointment, put down the appointment, and that's it. Okay, what I usually do is I will ask them if they're on any medications, pregnant or breastfeeding. If they have oily skin, so I know exactly what style I'm doing. If they can send me a picture of their brows, a clear picture of their brows with no makeup on. Okay, those are the 3 things I always ask, because I need to understand their skin type. I need to see if I'm covering up anything, if I'm correcting anything. And then I'll even ask them if they are not really sure what kind of brows they want. I'll ask them if they can send me pictures of what they want, because you have to understand our lingo in permanent makeup is not very well understood by the clients. Okay, microblading to us is done in multiple ways, like with the blade and with the machine and, mixtures. To them, it's just hair strokes. But you have to understand, like, there's a price difference and there's different techniques. So always make sure you do a quick consultation with them, whether it's through the phone, through FaceTime. A lot of times I just do it through text. If they're a lot older, not very tech savvy, most of the times they'll loco if they're a lot older. I'll have them come in for like a quick 10 minutes so I can just make sure I'm not covering up old school gray tattoo brows. You know what I mean? Or I'm looking at, or they're sending me a long list of medications, and I'm just like, you're gonna need to go see a doctor first and ask for permission. So always make sure you do the consultation. Okay, this it's very, very important. So the next permanent makeup mistake, and I still do it sometimes myself, I'm not even gonna lie, okay, it's not taking a before and after picture. I know we'll be rushing, and like especially when you're a beginner, you're just thinking about a million things at a time, all the steps, and then you forget to take a before and after picture. Or sometimes I'll even take a before and not the after, or sometimes I'll forget to take the before and then the after. But it's really important to always take both. You need this for your profile. You need this to look at your work later on and kind of see, what went wrong or what didn't. And it's just very important to take before and after pictures, okay? Another great tip that I want to share with you guys: when you guys are working on your client, don't forget to keep communicating with them about the realistic results and the aftercare. Okay, tell them about your aftercare, what you expect them to do, but you also have to put in their head and sink in their head that they can't be in the sun. The sun can still change their brows. They have to use sunscreen. You have to give them the right expectations, like what to expect. Like the next couple of days, it's gonna look so dark. Make sure they know that, because they will be they will be texting you if you don't tell them. But just tell them it does fade away. Don't freak out. That was my mistake that I made as a beginner. I didn't have like a what to expect, for the next 30-day sheet. And every single one of them was texting me the next day freaking out. They were like, oh my god, they're too dark and this and that. And I'm just like, it's normal. Okay, make sure you communicate with them. Make sure you really drill in your client's brain that your brows will turn pink or purple or blue if you don't keep sunscreen on them. Okay, yes, us permanent makeup artists, we can probably correct those, but it's a costly addition to your annual service. So make sure that they're taking great care of it, okay? And it's just as simple as keeping sunscreen on, staying out of the sun. The sun's, bad for your face anyways. And a lot of people, they want to tan their face, they like to tan, they like to be in the sun. That's fine. Push your clients to at least use sunscreen on the brows, okay? To make it last long, just tell them use sunscreen on their brows. Drill it in their head. Their brows will turn pink. Once you tell somebody their brows going to turn pink or purple, they're going to freak out. Okay, so make sure you're communicating with them while you're also doing their brows, so they can kind of so their healing process can be a lot easier. Another great thing that I feel all permanent makeup artists should do, especially early on in their career, is to take a removal course. These courses is done online. Once you learn how to use a tattoo machine, pretty much a permanent makeup machine, you should be able to take an online course to learn how to do removal. I did it through girlsinc.com. And it's just like a 3-hour course that I took online. Of course, they have a lot of support after that. They send you into a group and you are in a group to learn a lot more, but it's very helpful because you will run into a lot of clients that needs it lightened or removed. And then, or you can even use it like if you accidentally did one line too long or something, or just accidentally went out of the shape somehow, you can remove it right there before they leave. Okay, so just know that taking a removal course is essential for learning when you want to learn how to do permanent makeup. Another great tip for permanent makeup artists is to make sure you're always stretching the skin. Stretching the skin will ensure that your lines will come out thinner, that you will not be going too deep, and it will assure that you are implanting the correct amount of depth, whether you're using a blade or a needle, the right amount of depth into the skin. Okay, so you're not going too deep, you're not going too light. So practicing stretching the skin is very important. It's just a 3-point stretch. Usually I'm using 1, 2, 3, 3 because I'm right-handed. Sometimes I'll use the knuckle. Sometimes I'll use, let's see if I'm holding the drill. Sometimes I use my pinky. If I'm using the blade, I'm using the knuckle. So it's always a 3-point stretch. And my best advice with the stretching is to always keep one point of your stretch. So whether you're using the knuckle or this finger or this, always make sure one of it is right on the brow bone, because guess what, when one finger is on the brow bone, all this could be stretched any way. You can feel that it's like a tight stretch too. Okay, so when you're working at different angles, of course, you're going to be using different fingers, but as long as you keep one on the brow bone, I guarantee you the stretch is going to be very, very easy. Okay, everybody's brow bone is different. You can always feel it. Some is like all the way down here, some is a lot higher. Mine is literally right here. It's like your mapping should always be above the brow bone anyways. But as long as you keep one finger there, whether it's a knuckle, whether it's your thumb, whatever angle you're working on, keep one finger at the brow bone. And I guarantee you, the stretch is so easy from there. Now this permanent makeup mistake, sadly I see a lot, and it kind of is sad, okay, but it's going too deep. It's so hard to fix something when you go too deep, because one, it's really permanent now, it's not fading, okay, but the lines are going to blur out. It might even scar. Okay, so for the new artists, please make sure that you're always just working on the very surface of the brows. Okay, always make sure that in the beginning you're just going lightly first, even if it doesn't stay on after 6 weeks. At least now you know at the touch up that you can go a little deeper. Every skin type is also different, so you have to keep in mind, you know, thicker skin, you might have to go a little thicker, thinner skin, you have to go a little thinner, but always work light first, and then you will gradually get used to the skin's thickness, and then how your hands work on the skin. You All that will come together eventually, but never go too deep. Okay, when you're a new artist, I know it's like you just want to make sure it stays on, but that's what touch-ups are for. Okay, go light first, always go light first, and then you will learn how deep you should go. So another tip I would like to give to my new artists is to remember to send your clients, when you're done with them, their before and after picture. Okay, I love to do this because I know when they leave, they are calling people, FaceTiming, taking weird selfies of themselves and sending it. And it's not really doing any justice of how great your work looks. So I send them their before and after picture because I know that they're going to send it to whoever they're referring to. Whoever is wants to get their brows done, that's their friends, are waiting for them to hurry up and get done so they can see the results. So that's why it's best to just send it to them, and they can just send it to whoever. You can just edit it however you want to, and just make sure it looks good. So it's just the outcome is so much better than them sending selfies or whatever to their friends. A lot of girls can take selfies, but I'm gonna tell you this: most ladies don't know how to take selfies. So it's just better to just send it out yourself. Okay, make the before and after picture right away, right when they leave, and send it out to them, and then you can post it or whatever. Okay, last but not least, make sure you're rebooking your clients, okay, for the 6 week touch up. Especially if you're new, you want them to come back. Okay, you have to see your work after 6 weeks. That's how you grow as a permanent makeup artist in the beginning. It's knowing how their retention is. So you know if you're going too deep, if you need to go lighter, if you know your color choice is right or not. If you it also teaches you if one brow stays on better than the other, or there's like these two parts that stay on, or this, then you have to be a little bit more heavy handed on one side maybe. Okay, so make sure you rebook the 6 weeks touch up. If you're a beginner artist, I would recommend including the touch up into your price. But when you get better, of course you can charge them for touch up, but you just have to make sure that they have to come back for your touch up if you want to grow as a permanent makeup artist. So yeah, and I would always follow up too with them right before like a week before their touch up, and just be like, hey, are we still good? And ask them like, how's your brows doing and this and that. So yeah, yeah, they like it when you touch up with them. They feel like, okay, you do care, which you should. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.